Good morning, good morning, good morning. For this is the day that the Lord has made. I am rejoicing and I am so glad in it. I am excited about the word of the Lord as always on this morning. Good morning to you all. Good morning to you all over there on YouTube. I need you to help me to evangelize to get the word of the Lord out this morning. So I need you to tag at least 10 people and tell them to get up, get up, get up, get up. The Lord is speaking. There is a word from the Lord on this morning. I am excited as always to share. I would say the downloads that Father gives me on a daily basis. I am so excited because his word is what's going to forever stand. His word is what is going to change us. His word. Listen, you ought to be excited about the word of the Lord. Why? Because his word changes things. Listen. I am so excited about being allowed or being chosen to share the word of the Lord. It is life changing for me. Good morning again, all of you over there on YouTube and Facebook. I see you. I see you. Good morning. I hope that you're excited about the word of the Lord on this morning because it is changing lives. Listen, I am so encouraged by all the testimonies that I get from just me simply doing what God told me to do, for me being on assignment. So that excites me more than anything. That encourages me. So keep those testimonies coming. I need to hear them. If you're under any leader, a leader always need to hear that what they're doing, their assignment is really blessing your life, that they're really making a difference. So I want to jump right into this word on this morning. We are going deeper. We are going deeper. Okay, I see you. I see you, Sabra. I see. I will absolutely be praying for my friend Renee Bryce. I will be praying for her, lifting her up, that the Lord meet her over there with her grandson or with her granddaughter, grandson. I don't know which one, but that he meet her there and that he confuse the doctors, whatever the doctor's saying. Let God be God. Listen, and let God arise and all the enemies be enemy of sickness, the enemy of whatever is going on, be scattered. I decree and I declare that the Lord shall do his best work at Levine on today, sending prayers that God will move in a mighty way on behalf of the Bryce family. Okay, let's get into the word of the Lord on this morning. We are talking about being holy. Listen, for without holiness, no man shall see the Lord. Anyway, so we might as well get it together and quit playing with it. Right? Listen, and quit playing with it. Get it together and stop playing with it. We are running out of time. If your spirit is sensitive right now, which it should be, you feel like you're in a hurry. You feel like things are moving fast. You feel like that you're almost behind track, but behind schedule. Listen, so we got to understand that God is in a hurry. God is moving quickly. God is speaking. He that hath an ear, let him hear. Listen, he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying to the church, because he is moving quickly right now. We running out of time. We don't have time to play with this thing. You know, some people think, well, I got time and I got time to get right. That's why I posted on, y'all know that song back in the day, always, because y'all know I was born and raised Baptist to the core. So we always used to sing this song, get right with God, get right with God, and do it now. Get right with God, for he will show you how. How do I know how to be right in right standing with the Lord? Not perfect. How do I know how to be in right standing with the Lord? Because if I allow Holy Spirit to do the work that he was sent to do in me, he's going to show me how. Listen, get right with God and do it now. Y'all better drop that in the chat. Get right with God and do it now. People think that they going to have time. Listen, life is like a vapor. You know, when a vapor of smoke go up, it disappears quickly as you see it, it's gone. That's how life is. You don't know the day nor the hour when your time is up, but God does. We don't have time to play with this thing. Get right with God. Listen, if you have not tagged or shared this with anybody, I need you to do that for me this morning. Tag this on your page, share it on your page, send it to, look, I copy the link sometime and I just send it to people, shoot to whoever God drop in my spirit. That's what I need you to do this morning, because people need to hear this word, because people think that they got time to get right. Listen, people think they got time to get right. You don't know. You don't know the day nor the hour. Listen, so let's get into this word. We are talking about being holy. God bless you. Tamika, you know what? Tamika be sowing out. We've been on here 7 minutes. Tamika already done sold. She's like, I'm sowing before I get this word. I'm sowing into what's gonna happen. So God bless you, Tamika. God bless you. May your seed be returned to you 100-fold. May it multiply, 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 multiply in Jesus' name. We're dealing with being holy because God is holy, because that is not what he asked us to do. That is what he commands us to do. He said, you better be holy. Watch this. So today we're coming from 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 1 through 21. But our focus today is going to be on 1 Peter. Our focus is on 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 13 through 16. So I'm just going to jump down to that, because a lot of times when I start reading all these scriptures, I get sidetracked and I get pulled here and there. Listen to me. I'm decreeing and declaring that God will open up a door for you that no man can shut. I'm decreeing and declaring that the house, it is yours. So I hope you have done what God commanded you to do concerning the house, that it will exceed your expectations. Watch it, because Tamika, I need you to understand this. God does exceeding and abundantly, Ephesians 3:20. God does exceedingly and abundantly above all we could ask or think. So if God has not given it to you yet, if God has not released, and anybody, listen, when I start flowing in the prophetic, y'all know how this works. Anybody can grab it. Watch it. She just woke up the prophetic because she sold and I happened to be on my iPad, so I saw it. So now I'm just gonna go with. So watch this. So to me, you have to understand, if God has decreed and declared that the house is yours, this is your year, this is your time to possess, to go get everything that he promised you. That means that he is going to exceed your expectation. He can't reveal it all to you. When we ask God for things, watch this. We ask God for things. He says, I will do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think. So you're asking for a house with, and I'm sure you got in your, and I would say in your little mind, because our thoughts are little to God. Watch this. Tamika, see, okay. If y'all can see, she said God told her to sow. So okay, so let's just, okay, Tamika. So you have in your mind the house that you want. You have in your mind the finances you want. You have in your mind the doors that God gonna open. He said, but my job is to exceed what you think. Unless you put a seed in the ground, there will be no heart. Okay, because I'm not gonna talk about sowing, because people be, oh, she go begging. I'm not begging. I'm just trying to help you. Listen. So when you put a seed in the ground, what does that do? Watch this. A seed gonna keep speaking even after you sowed. Watch this. There will be no harvest unless a seed go in the ground. Watch this. So Jesus was a seed that went in the ground. We are his harvest. Over 2,000 years later, that seed is Jesus, the seed that went in the ground, is still speaking. Your seed keeps speaking. Tracy, I'm about to hitchhike off of this word. Listen, I told y'all better grab it when the prophetic start flowing. You better grab. If you believe in God for something, do you all understand? Okay, see y'all. Tamika done started something. See, Tamika, what you did to me. So, do you understand? When Satan is hot on your trail, when Satan is hot on your track, you got to look at the date. We all the way over here in December. It's some stuff that God promised you when the new year, because a lot of y'all was at our crossover service. You've never been there to the crossover service. Listen, you better make plans to be with us on December 31st. It goes all the way down. I have that up. Hopefully, I'm trying to get through the service tomorrow. And then next week, I'll start posting about we don't call it watch night. We call it crossover. I'll start posting about that. But if you were there during the watch night or the crossover, God promised you some things and you were so excited. You were jumping and shouting and screaming. And so Satan said, you know what? My job is to steal the prophecy. My job is to wear them out so they don't even believe God gonna do that no more. Satan's job, he come to wear out the saints. He is the father of liars. Can y'all flip it? Can y'all just drop this in the chat? I got to flip it. See, a lot of us, we get hotel rooms at the Embassy Suite because we already know. We can't even drive after crossover. We do good to drive after Friday night. But okay, so listen, Satan's job is to come to wear out the saints. So when you receive a prophetic word, Satan's job is to try to come and steal it. Watch this. Satan's job is whatever Prophetess 3 said, whatever Dr. 3 said, whatever their leader said. My job is to make them stop believing what God said. My job is to make things look like it ain't really working in their favor. But watch this. But God said, whenever Satan, because he is I'm trying to figure out how plain I can say this. Satan is the father of lies. He don't even know how to tell the truth. So whatever Satan is telling you, that ain't gonna happen. You gotta flip it. Whenever Satan say you ain't gonna be healed, you gotta flip it. Whenever Satan say you gonna always be broke, you gotta flip. Can y'all please just flip it this morning? And you know, I have gotten so used to Satan trying to say little stupid stuff. I just say, you know what? You big mad. So you trying to get me to believe this is a lie. So that lets me know that God gonna do exactly what he said. You got to flip it. Listen. So whenever I put a seed in the ground, I hear this is why sowing is so important. Watch. And I tell people, this is my testimony when it comes to the seed. I tell people, I say everything that I have obtained, I can trace it back to a seed. The seed creates a harvest. The tithe rebuke the devourer. You got to know that those are two different things. Watch this. So when I tithe, Malachi, y'all know we don't like to talk about Malachi, but Malachi teaches a good lesson. It says, bring ye all your tithes in the storehouse that there may be meat in my house. What does that mean? So that my ministry, my church, my ministry, it can flow. That is the point of the tithe. And when you do that, when you take care of my house, I'm going to take care of your house. And when you take care of my house, I'm going to rebuke the devourer. Who is the devourer? Satan. When you're not a tither, I ain't got enough to pay this. I ain't got enough to pay this. I'm always struggling because you're not a tither. Why would God make you a bigger thief than you already are? So the first thing I ask people when they say, I'm going through financially. Doctor, can you pray for me? I'm going through financially. You know what? The first thing I ask them, well, do you tithe? If they tell me no, I say, that's your problem right there. I tell them, that's your problem right there. I said, because you got to understand, watch this, D. I said, you got to understand, if you're not a tither, if you not want to bless God's house, and this is the thing right here where we mess up. I'm trying to see, well, if I'm paying all that money in the church, well, how's the pastor driving around in a Rolls Royce? How's the pastor driving around in a Bentley? And you worrying about, that ain't your concern. Because I'm just trying to help you this morning. The tithe, and listen, the tithe, watch, Tracy, this is going to bless you. The tithe and what the leader or the auxiliary or whoever, what they do with the tithe is not your business. Your job is to be obedient to the fact that God, and some people say that's Old Testament, that's under the old rule, that's under the old law. Well, baby, believe what you want to believe. But I know for me in my house, tithing works. If it's fixed, why break it? I tell people, you know what? Do what you want to do. You want to just tithe off of, you just want to tithe off your net, then you tithe off your net. You're gonna get a net return. You want to tithe off your gross, then you tithe off your gross. You're gonna get a gross return. It is not that hard, people. I tell people all the time. I say it's not gonna You can take it however you want to take it. It ain't that deep. I'm not going to debate with you about the tithe. I'm not going to debate with you about the seed. I told my team, I said, I ain't debating with nobody about giving because God already said what he said. It's up to you. He says, if you tithe, I'm going to rebuke the devourer. If you tithe, I'm going to open up, watch this, a window. He said, I can open one window in heaven and pour you out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. Watch this. Tithing deals with obedience, and I'll get to that later. Tithing deals with obedience. Watch this. The seed, here we go. The seed is because God said it. I believe it. I'm going to put a seed on it, and I'm going to watch God work. And I know, watch this, when a seed go in the ground, it comes back as a harvest. One seed go down. Here we go. One seed go down, but that seed keeps speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking. Watch this. Amos teaches a good lesson. He says, you about to be blessed. So if you ever read, I talked about the Amos era anointing. I taught that years ago. I may need to go back and revisit that because some of y'all may need to hear this thing about the seed. They were sowing seeds and they said, you're going to be, blessings about to be chasing you down because of the seeds that you sow. In Amos, it talks about they put a seed in the ground and it said, as soon as they put the seed, y'all, it said, as soon as they put the seed in the ground, they couldn't get the seed down fast enough before the harvest started coming up. So the sowers and the reapers were running into each other because the seed, when it went in the ground, it kept coming up. And they were like, wait a minute. It says blessings on blessings gonna make your head spin. Y'all better listen to this word this morning. He said the word of God in Amos, it talks about the seed and the harvest. And it says that ERA E-R-A. Listen, Amos era, E-R-A. It says that they were sowing so much that they couldn't even get the seed in the ground before the harvest was coming up before it. And it said that they were sowing and reaping at the same time. Jesus, that's what I'm talking. Look, that's the era I'm in. So you got to understand that. So Tamika just opened up a door to just bless all y'all. So y'all can just say, thank you, Tamika. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Tamika. She opened up the door so that God could speak that prophetic word concerning the seed and the tithe. And I tell people all the time, you better make sure you tithing into fertile soil. Whoop. It's important where you sow. It's important where you tithe. You better make sure that that's good. I'm gonna leave it alone, but you better make sure that's good ground. So I'm gonna get right here in this text this morning. We're talking about 1 Peter chapter 1 verses, and today we're gonna deal with, watch this, and remember, we're gonna deal with verses 13 through 16, but all week we've been dealing with 1 through 21. So I'm gonna read this, and it is coming out of the Message Bible. I see your seeds. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. So watch this. Amos, and we're gonna deal with not Jesus. Amos. We're gonna deal with. We're gonna deal with. God. See, y'all messing with the seed, and I'm trying to stay over here. I'm trying. So we're gonna deal with Amos, verse 1. No, Amos. No, Jesus, y'all. Okay, Amos. Y'all want to talk about Amos? Because see, I keep trying to say this text, but I keep saying Amos. So in the book of Amos, Old Testament, they were sowing seed, right? They were sowing seed. They were sowing seed, and what happened is, they got a word. They said, we got to put a seed in the ground. So as soon as they started sowing, out of their obedience, watch this, God started causing a harvest that they couldn't even, it was taking a lot of them. it was taking a whole lot of people to pick the harvest. What is God saying about that this morning? Y'all, Tamika, I don't know if you can see Facebook, but everybody over here thanking you. Listen, so I don't know if you can see, I don't know if you can, I just need you to see this morning, what Holy Spirit is saying, because Tamika done opened up a prophetic portal, so I just got to go on in it now. Yes, she didn't open it up, so I got to go on in there. Thank you. Jose said it's Amos chapter 9, so y'all got to read that later. I would go to it, but so when you put a seed in the ground, it opens the door for a harvest. How does the seed work? Watch this. So I hear Dr. Three talking about being holy, or I hear Dr. Three talking about healing. I hear Dr. Three talking about X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to sow into that word. Watch this. So when I sow into that word, that means that puts a mandate on whatever that word is. The mandate means, okay, God, I done put a seed in the ground. That means I believe you. That means the Bible says that the righteous have a right to command ye me. So when I put a seed in the ground, watch this. Listen, it says when I put a seed in the ground, that means that I am putting a demand on what that word was. And so when I put a seed in the ground, whenever a farmer or a harvester, whenever they sow a seed, and watch this, when they put the little seed in the ground for corn, it is not just one little head of corn that come up, right? Y'all know that. You'll look out in the cornfield and be like, for miles and miles, but that's from one seed. That's what your seed does. Watch this. And my seed does not come back the way I put it in. So Tamika sowed a seed. And that's what I was saying. That's why I say, may God return it to you 100-fold. Because it's 100-fold. It's 1,000-fold. Y'all get it, right? Because your seed never come back. Listen, the way it went in. You never put a seed in the ground and it come back as a seed. No, I put a seed in the ground and it come back as a stalk of corn. I put a seed in the ground and it come back as more than what I put in. Do you understand? So what the Lord is saying this morning, whenever you hear the word, this is what I teach my daughters, my team, everybody that go. I said, we go somewhere, or if you're sitting under me and you hear the word, that is your job. Listen, thank you, Tracy. She got it in there. It says, okay, it's moving too fast. Yes, indeed, it won't be long. God's decree. Things are going to happen to you so fast, your head about to swim. Your head about to swim. One thing fast on the heels of another. You won't be able to keep up. Everything will be happening all at once. And everywhere you look, blessings like wine pouring off the mountain hills. I'll make everything right again for my people. Oh, y'all. We on, let me see, December the 5th. He said, when that seed go in the ground, he said, it's about to harvest so fast, it's going to make your head spin. He said, blessings on top of blessings. Can y'all just drop that in the chat? Blessings on top of blessings. I'm about to make your head spin. Listen, and y'all know I don't beg, but if I were you, I'd get a seed in the ground today. Amos era. He says, when you put a seed in the ground, he said, I'm about to return that thing to you, and it's going to be blessing on top of blessing. It's going to be so many blessings, your head going to start spinning. You're going to be looking, wait a minute, what, blessing here, blessing there, okay, I'm going. So there's your seed. If you want to give, there it is right there. God bless you. Blessing on top of it. He said, I'm about to make things right again. You think that you right here at the end of the year and it's too late. He said, baby, I was just waiting on. He said, I was waiting on you. I was waiting on the seed to go in the ground. I was waiting to see if you was going to take me at my word. I was waiting to see if that thing that you treasure, which is your money, I was waiting to see if you were going to put that in the ground. Y'all, okay. First Peter. I'm gonna behave this morning. Listen, First Peter chapter 1. I'm gonna deal with verses 13 through 16. Message Bible. Here we go. So roll your sleeves up, get your head in the game. It says, so roll your seeds up, get your head in the game. Jesus. Roll your sleeves up. Quit playing with me is what he's really saying. Get your head in the game. There's work for you to do. I could tie it back to the seed. Quit worrying about what the leader's going to do with the seed. Put the seed in the ground so it can put a demand on this thing and I can open it up. You sow where you want to go. That's what I'm about. You know what? Sow where you want to go. You hear the word? Sow. You hear God saying, Amos, era, sow. Okay. Verses 13 through 16. So roll your sleeves up. Get your head in the game. Listen to this. Oh my God. This is the Message Bible, y'all. Be totally ready to receive the gift that's coming. I'm going to try this one more time and I'm going to calm myself down. Verse 13 through 16. Roll your sleeves up. Get your head in the game and get ready. Get TD Jakes. Get ready. Get ready to receive the gift that's coming. Watch this. Listen to what it says next. Don't lazily slip back into those old grooves of evil, doing just what you feel like doing. Who is this for this morning? Get your head in the game. We all the way in December about to cross over, and you still playing. Get your head in the game. You got to prepare for what God is about to do. Listen, it says, don't go back to your old ways, doing whatever you felt like doing. You did. He said, listen what it says next. You did what you felt like doing because you didn't know no better. Ooh, Jesus. I'm going to say it one more time. You did what you felt like doing because you didn't know no better. But now that you know better, do better. Who is this for? As obedient children. Here we go. As obedient children, let yourselves be pulled into a way of life shaped by God's life. Your life should be following the pattern of God's life, not doing whatever you feel like you want to do and feeling like, oh, I got time to get right. You ain't going to have time to get right. Listen, then it says, as obedient children, let yourselves be pulled into a way of life shaped by God's life. What? And then it says, watch this, a life that's energetic and blazing with holiness. Be holy because I'm holy. Okay. Be holy because I'm holy. Oh God, watch this. It says, let me get on down here. Roll your sleeves up, get your head in the game. Live in the way. When it says roll your sleeves up, get your head in the game. That means I'm getting ready to do the work that God assigned for me to do. I'm getting ready to live the life that God assigned for me to live. That does not mean, when he said get ready, that means right now. Some of us been getting ready since January. Can you already get there? Can you already get your head in the game? Can you already get your mindset on things above? Can you already have his word hidden in your heart so that you might not sin against him? It says, watch this. Roll your sleeves up, get your head in the game means living the way God wants us to live. Listen, that means get your mind right. Watch this. The idea in this phrase is to prepare for action. Prepare for action. Prepare to do the work. Listen, it says you must be sober. Get your head in the game. Get your head out the clouds. Get your head out the horoscopes. Get your head out the news. Get your head out of social media. Get your head out of all these tables you eating from. That's why your diet, if you've been eating good food, a full course meal, and you've been eating healthy. So I'll give you my example. If you've been eating healthy for like 5 months, you've been eating healthy, and all of a sudden you just decide, you know what, I ain't gonna eat healthy no more. I'm gonna start eating for Burger King. I'm gonna go to Burger King, because y'all know I love me some Burger King. I'm gonna go to Burger King today, Monday, Tuesday, I'm gonna go to Wendy's. I'm gonna go to Wendy's. Thursday, so Monday, I'm gonna go to Burger King. Tuesday, I'm gonna go to Wendy's. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. Friday, I'm gonna go to Zaxby's. On the weekend, I'm gonna go to Longhorn. And on Sunday, I'm going to go to Corral. So you done ate all that mess. And you think you ain't gonna get sick? You think you, and then we'll be sitting on like, what's wrong? I don't understand why my stomach tore up. You were eating good. You were eating healthy. You had became a vegan, as they say. I could just talk about that because my daughter's just, you started eating healthy. You were eating a good diet, and you were eating every day, and you were eating some good stuff, and you were eating, and you were growing, and you felt better. Your mind was clear, and all of a sudden you just decided, I don't want that no more. I'm gonna start back eating this. So watch this. You eating from so many tables. That's why you confused. Ooh, you on every live. You on every live that come on. You listen to everybody. So that's why, and see, so what happened when you do that? I'm gonna show you this. What happened, because I've had people that did this. Well, I was listening to you this morning, and then when on my lunch break, I listened to this person, and then I listened to this person before I went to bed, and then I listened to this person when I woke up the next morning, and I'm just trying to compare, because all y'all saying different stuff. But I'm gonna tell y'all, can I give y'all a news flash? Watch this. If you want to know, okay, I'll give you a good example. So, and I shared this, I think, Monday. So this is how you know when you're sitting under a prophetic voice that's authentic from God. Watch this. So I was sitting, woke up Sunday morning, had what I was going to talk about, thought I had what I was going to talk about this week together, all in my notes. Watch this. So what happened is I woke up Sunday morning, and the Lord dropped this 1 Peter verse 1 through 21, chapter 1, verse 1 through 21 in my spirit. And he kept saying, they better be holy. They better get right. I'm coming. They ain't gonna have time to get right. Good morning, Didi. They're not gonna have time to get right. So that's what God was telling me. Watch it. So I go to church. Y'all, this is how you know you're eating from a good table. I go to church. My leader get up and says, God gave me a word from 1 Peter. I about went under the whole pew. I said, I know. And it happened like this. People that listen, the ones that's on here, that we all go to the same ministry on Sundays, they can witness to this. I teach something all week, and then they'll turn around and do the same thing Sunday morning. Not even on my live. I'll share something with somebody that is on my team. We go to the same church. They'll come, and then they'll go to church Sunday and be like, did you talk to Bishop? Did you talk to Pastor? Nope. I said, that's how you know you in divine alignment. Why? Because God ain't saying, He's not speaking something to the nations, to me, and something to the nations different over there, and then something everything should flow. Everything should flow. That is why the Old Testament says, listen, you better be careful listen to those prophets that's telling you to take ease in Zion when that ain't what I'm saying. You got to be careful from where you eat. This is why your mind is all confused, and you got all this stuff going on because you look at the horoscope, you listen to Donald Trump, you listen to the news. Oh no, we in trouble. But God said, I am going to save my people. My people are going to be good. Those that are chosen are chosen. I don't care what happened in the world. You're going to be good. But you listen to the news, then now they got you worried. You listen to the news, now you done went and took all your money out the bank. And the Lord looking like, well, what? But I said, y'all, but when you eat from all these tables, tell God, you get confused. This is why He's saying, get your head in the game. I'll give you one better. How about you just open this up? You got 66 books. You got 66 books full of prophecy, but everybody in the line. You know, can I tell you one more thing? Watch this. Those people that stay in the prayer line, I am truly convinced, because watch this. People tell me, when somebody give me a prophetic word, I'll be looking like, really now? Because watch this, because I stay in this, ooh, this is gonna bless you. Because I stay in this, because I got my head in the game, because I stay in relationship, because I'm living a life to be holy, because I'm living a consecrated life. Watch this. I rarely get a prophecy. Oh, watch this. I rarely get a prophecy. Why? What is that good? Is that bad? Oh, that's very good. Why is that very good, Dr. Because that means God already speaking to me. Ain't nobody else got to tell. God don't have to send me a prophetic word every day because he's speaking to me himself. Watch this. And how do I know? This is how people get confused. Watch this. Because when you're not in relationship and you're not in prayer and you're not in fasting and you're not in consecration and somebody give you an off word, you sit there like, oh, Lord, wait a minute. That's really going to happen? Why? Why are you like that? Because our spirit bear witness with the spirit of God. So watch this, Isha. If I am in my word, if I'm studying my word, when a prophet come, they coming to confirm what God already said. So how is it? Watch this, Ross. How is it that you come telling me something crazy and I'm looking like, really? Huh? That's what? Wait, what? Listen. So you get confused because you ain't in God's presence yourself. So when the prophet come, they confirming something that God already told you, and you may be saying, "Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. God told me to get a house, but I was in prayer. I had a dream that God told me to get a house, but it ain't. I ain't got the money to do that. Watch this. Then you come to service, and then here come Dr. 3 hollering and screaming. God told me to tell you, go get the house. It wasn't anything new. I just confirmed what God already told you. I'm coming to confirm it. So a lot of times you get in line, the prophet ain't telling you something crazy, and you looking like, huh? And see the thing that watch this. Can I help y'all? The thing that get me when people start going crazy over prophecies, and they say, Dr. 3, I went to the church and they told me X, Y, and Z, and God said it. God said, I say, did he? And they say, yeah. I said, well, can I help you? Can you go look at your Facebook page? Can you go see, did you post something about that? Did you already post that on Facebook? You know what I did? I said, well, what make you think they didn't just look at your Facebook page? What make you think that the leader didn't tell them? Oh, can I expose it, y'all? I'm sorry, not sorry. Because I am so sick of God's people being deceived by this mess. Watch this. So they already went on your Facebook page. They already saw that you got a family member sick. They already saw they done Googled you. The leader already told him, well, you know what? This one right here, they go to my church. And see, they going to be sitting right here because we sit in the same seat every Sunday. And, you know, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to give you a signal when the ones walk in. And so when they come in, I'm going to let you know, watch it. I'm going to let you know that they a heavy hitter. They a big giver. So I definitely need you to give that one a word. I definitely need you to say $1,000 line. I definitely need and so what they do is they go on Facebook. They figure something, they read through your little page. And when they come up and they tell you, you know what God told me to tell you, Dr. 3, that you got 4 daughters. And the one in Mississippi, and you get the shouting and bucking, but everybody know that. Yo, everybody, I'm telling y'all how this stuff works. This is why people that call me to their ministry will tell you, I don't want to know nothing about your people. I don't want to know nothing about you. But if I'm going somewhere different to minister, this is what I do. Watch this. I shut down Facebook because I only wanted to pop up. It's so many fake prophets out there, and people, I'm sitting back watching the people of God fall for it. I'm like, you know, so you really believe that? Like, because that's not a prophecy. God gonna use all of us. God gonna bless all of us. If God can use a donkey, that is not okay. I'm supposed to be in Amos, y'all. Okay, get your head in the game. If that just bless you, just say that just bless me. That just bless me, Dr. 3. But listen, so let me get to this. Let me get into this. It says get your head in the game and get ready for what God is about to do in your life. Okay, it says getting your head in the game means this. Watch this. Get rid of loose. Get rid of loose and sloppy thinking. We call it in the educational field, we call it metacognition. We thinking about what we thinking about. Woo. I'm thinking about what I'm thinking about. I'm sitting there like, why are you always thinking that? Why are you always thinking the worst? Why are you always thinking negativity? I'm thinking about what I'm thinking about. So it says, get rid of loose and sloppy thinking. Set your mind on things above. Listen, it says, watch this. It means, God, it means to control what you think about. Those things you decide to set your mind on. Are you thinking about what you're thinking about? Do you think about the fact that all day long I sat here and in my mind I orchestrated the whole plan of how I'm gonna get them back? In my mind, I was sitting here all day on my lunch break thinking about how I'm gonna make things add up. In my mind, I was thinking about how I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. What are you thinking about? If you set your mind on things above, I'm going to be thinking on the word. I'm going to be thinking on the scripture. I'm not saying you walk around with your head in the clouds all day. God is God. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that my mind is set on positive things. I'm not thinking negative all day. I'm not in worry. This is why a lot of people suffer with the spirit of anxiety. How do you know about the spirit of anxiety, God, Dr. Three? Because God had to deliver me from that. I'll never forget it. I was at a service. I think I was at Bishop Yeverton Church. I don't even know if Christian Crystal wasn't even born. So we're talking about over 20-something years ago, almost 30 years ago. I was at a church. I don't even think, I was not preaching then. Went to a service with my brother, and I was sitting in the back of the church, and the prophet, she was up there. I'll never forget her name. Her name was Tracy Troy. She called out, she said, the spirit of anxiety. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know who got that. not even thinking me. She came all the way to the back and got me. When I tell you God broke that thing off my life, this is how it really worked. He broke that thing off my life. And what happened, because I was always thinking, what if this happened? What if the kids get sick? Just negative thinking all day. And so I was anxious. I was nervous. I was worried. And so he broke that thing off my life. And God began to show me, you got to think about what you're thinking about. Watch this. Then it says, so we're going to get in our head in the game, and we start thinking about what we're thinking about. Then it says, oh God, I'm running out of time. Then it says, don't go back to your old way of living. Woo! Doing whatever you thought you were big and bad enough to do. Watch this. Don't just do what you feel like doing. Listen, it says, you were living like that, all loose and free and doing. People call that a free spirit. Now I call you in rebellion and you about to bust hell wide open. Call us, as my grandma say, call a spade a spade. I told y'all, Didi know me and Deonka Paul, and that is my cousin. We are like first cousins. Our grandmother, I'm named after our grandmother. Didi know this story. I'm named after my grandma, Elizabeth Pauling. And so watch this. My grandmother, the preaching, if my grandmother, Mother Pauling, didn't make it in, ain't none of us going. I'm here to tell you. Want to talk about holy? Didi will tell you. Look, holy all caps. Holy all caps to the day she left this earth. Whenever listen, my grandmother would call me, because can I just share my testimony? My grandmother would call me. So my grandmother, when I first got my first apartment, everybody was so proud of me. My daddy had brought me a car. You couldn't tell me nothing. And so I was like I was probably like 20 years old. Got my own apartment. So I lived close to my grandmother. So I gave my grandmother a key to my house, and I had a key to my house. That was the only people that had keys to my house. Me, Whitney, and Brittany had our own little apartment. You could tell me nothing. Working, had a car. I was doing good. My baby's daddy came in the picture. Y'all, we started shacking. Honey, when I went to my grandma and asked for that key back, she looked at me. She said, you going straight to hell. And y'all watch it. I know it sounds harsh, but I'm talking about mothers in Zion. This is what ain't nobody sugarcoat nothing for you. Every day, my daddy would tell you my grandma was straight no chaser. Oh, she didn't play. Called me every day. I answered the phone. Hello. Hey, Grandma. Liz, you going to hell. Huh? When my grandmother did that, watch this. We shacked for about eight or 9 months. Watch this. My grandma called me every day for 8 months, like clockwork, to let me know you going straight to hell. When we come in, hey, Grandma, you know what? You smell like sin. You'll be like, well, Grandma, I was getting ready to bless you when you smell like sin. I remember my mother told me, she said, because my daddy used to, listen, when I tell you my daddy could gamble and would win some money, he used to go to this place called, I ain't going to tell you what the place is, but Charlotte off of LaSalle. My daddy could gamble and win some money like you wouldn't believe. And he would try to, my mother told me this, my daddy would go over there and try to give my grandmother thousands of dollars. You know, my grandma would tell him, I don't want your sin money. That money dirty. Huh? Holy. My grandmother made it a point every day to let me know, oh, you going to hell. She would call me, y'all, hello. Hey, Grandma, you going to hell, Liz. Click. That's all she had. I'm just want to let you know. Listen, my grandma didn't start talking nice to me till I got married. Then she was like, you might make it. Listen, she told me, you might make it in there. You preaching? The last thing my grandmother said to me was, Liz, you praying. Liz, you praying. Liz, you praying. Watch this. And so watch this. So what you got to understand is, listen, you can't go back to your old way of living thinking it's okay. It ain't okay. Once you have came into the knowledge of God, watch this. So y'all done sat here this morning. You done heard me talk about the seed. You done heard me talk about giving. You done heard me talk about your tithe, your seed, holiness, receiving a false prophecy. You done heard about all that. So watch this. So now, God is holding. When you hear the word, he hold you accountable to the word that you heard. So you can't never come back and say, I ain't never heard that before. The devil is like, watch this. Because, and I was sharing this with somebody yesterday. I said, do you know God will make it a way that God is making a way, watch this, that everybody will hear the word of God. He said, until my word has went all over the earth, I'm not returning. So watch this. What happens is we get in our feelings because we gave some. Can I help y'all this morning? We get in our feelings because we gave somebody the word and they didn't receive it. Why are you in your feelings? This is what God had to tell me. This is what God had to tell me. He sent me to one church and he said, I need you to study Ezekiel before you go. I was like, study Ezekiel. So I started studying Ezekiel. Watch this, Sabria. What happened? Watch this, Rebecca. What happened when I was studying Ezekiel? I started reading where God told Ezekiel. He said, I'm sending you to a rebellious people. I'm telling you now, they ain't going to receive nothing that you're saying. But my purpose in boy. Y'all, watch this. God tells Ezekiel, I'm sending you to a rebellious people, meaning they're not going to receive nothing that you're going to say. I'm going to let you know that out the gate. So don't get in your feelings. He said, but my purpose in sending you to a rebellious people is so they can never be able to say they didn't know. Once you hear the word, you're accountable. And watch what God told Ezekiel. He said, Ezekiel, I'm going to tell you something else. If you get in your little feelings and you don't say what I'm telling you to say because you don't look at the people's face, because you done looked at the people's face and you don't say what I'm telling you to say. He said, I'm going to hold you accountable for their sin. Woo. So can I help y'all this morning? All that stuff that God told you, go tell them this, go tell them that. I can't because that's my mama. I can't because that's my supervisor. I can't because that's my friend. I can't because they the biggest giver. I can't because they support my ministry. He said, if I tell you to say it, you better say it, because guess what? If you don't, I'm holding you responsible when they go out and do the sin that I'm telling you to tell them not to do. When they go out and make the mistake, I'm accounted against you. Woo! Watch this. So it says, don't lazily slip back. Y'all, because y'all put it on prophetic, so Tamika done had me on the seed for about 30 minutes. So now here we go. Watch this. So you cannot be, and see, this is the thing. Here y'all go again. This is the thing. God would drop something in your spirit. Watch this. Okay. Holy Spirit said, stay there. Okay. God will drop something in your spirit and you'll be thinking, well, they ain't gonna receive it from me because I ain't where they are. They ain't gonna receive it from me because I ain't no preacher, I ain't no prophet, I ain't no God used. Okay, I told y'all, if God can speak through a donkey, what make you think he can't use you? God would give you a word for somebody. Watch this. God would give you a word for somebody. And you will sit there and think, I can't tell them that because that's Prophetess 3. I mean, she got all them followers. I mean, she got a ministry. I mean, she knows more than I do. That don't have nothing to do with when God want to get his word to somebody. Y'all, that has nothing to do. Okay. When God give you a word to give somebody, you can't look at who the person is. You got to look at it this way. If I don't do this, God gonna hold me accountable. So do you? And I tell people all the time, I ain't going to hell for nobody. If I go to hell, it's gonna be because of Dr. 3. It is not gonna be because I was too scared to tell you what God told me to tell you. Why? We were so bad when we was out there in the world. You couldn't keep my mouth shut. You couldn't pay us not to have a comeback. But now we get over here and we don't want to say nothing. I ain't want to, you know what? That's them. Everybody accounting for their own self. But God told you to go tell them. Okay. So don't lazily slip back into those old grooves of either doing just what you feel like doing. because you ain't know no better. In other words, it says you need to get some self-control. Can y'all put that in all caps? Self-control. Can you control yourself? Can you control yourself? Watch this. Listen to this. In the Bible, self-control is a virtue. It says not just a virtue. It says in the Bible, self-control is a fundamental virtue that involves, watch this, exercising restraint and moderation. Watch this. What? Y'all watch this. Self-control means I can control and I can restrain myself when need be. Self-control means this. Watch. I can exercise restraint in my thoughts. In my thoughts, in my words, in my action. Here go the big one. In my thoughts, in my words, and in my desires. Self-control of what I desire. This is why I was saying earlier this week, God, I want my will to get wrapped up in your will. Because I don't want to start desiring and lusting after stuff that you don't even want me. Self-control. Do you pray about it? Did you ask Holy Spirit, you know what, is that good for me? Is it good for me to be around that person? Is it good for me to go there? Is it good for me to wear that? Why am I thinking this? Holy Spirit, lead. See, because some of us wake up and we don't need grant Holy Spirit. My feet hit the floor. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, I grant you access to my mind this morning, this day. I grant you access to my eyes, my ears, my thoughts, my actions. I grant you. Do we do that? Self-control means I'm a disciplined person. Watch this. It says, watch this. Proverbs 25, listen to this. Proverbs 25:28 says it this way. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Everything, when you don't have self-control, you giving Satan full access. Come on in. Do what you want to do with me. Use me, Satan, how you want. That's what you're really doing. You just going with the flow. I can't stand when people say that. Well, I just went with the flow. You did? Because I'll never do that. You just went with the flow. Okay. Watch this. And then it says what? First Timothy 2:9. Self-control relates to modesty. Ooh. Self-control relates to modesty. Do you think about your timing? Okay, this is me. Because people that know me, like, you got everything mapped out. Yeah, baby, look, my whole calendar for 2025 is done. I'm over in 2026 now. Listen, do you think about your timing? What you doing? You got 24 hours in a day. What you doing with all of them? If you only sleeping 8, what you doing with the rest of them hours you got? Where's God at in that time? How much time you giving him? If you got 24 hours in a day, can you give God 10% of that? Can you give him some time in the morning? Can you be the last thing you hear talk to at night? Where is your self-control throughout your day? Or is your day planned out? Or you just going with the flow? Where's God at in your daily plans? Or do you just wait? Listen, or do you say, okay, or do you say, watch this, or do you say, I'm just gonna squeeze God in right before I go to bed? Oop, Lord, I'm sorry, forgive me, Lord, I ain't talked to you all day. Good, Lord, watch it. So now here you come begging. Roz, 10% your tithe and your time. And watch, because I tell people this that have been a part of my ministry, they wasn't working, and they say, well, I don't have nothing to give. I say, you got time? Can I count on you? Since you're not a tither and you don't have, not because you don't want to, but because you don't have it, can I count on you to sow 10% of your day into fasting? Can I count on you to sow 10% of your time into praying for the ministry? Because the people don't understand when I talk about the tithe and giving and sowing, because when I first started preaching, I wasn't working. So when people would walk around and give their tithe, I didn't have anything to give. But watch this. Guess what I did? God said, well, you ain't got you don't have no finances to give right now, but you got plenty of time. You sitting at home all day. So guess what happened, y'all? Here come, and anybody that was with me in Second Calvary Baptist Church, no, this is how Calvary Intercessors was birthed. Because I didn't have time. Watch this. I didn't have finances to give, but I had plenty of time. Because I was sitting home all day. I was a stay-at-home mom. So guess what God did? He birthed in me Calvary Intercessors. And I came up with a whole manual on how to intercede. And I came up with a whole manual on how to pray. And it was birthed in the Baptist church. And this is when Dr. Three became known in the city of Charlotte for praying. Because my time was so wrapped up in that. Watch this. That God birthed the whole ministry. This is why we have service. In case y'all didn't know, this is why we have service on Friday night. Because when God birthed Calvary Intercessors, that's how it started. It was on Friday night. Listen, and so because I did not have finances to sow, he said, sow your time. Then he turned around and flipped that thing and he birthed the whole ministry. And then I said, well, God, you know what? Whenever I do start working and whenever I have money, God, I want to be the biggest giver. God, I want to be the biggest tither. I want to be the biggest seed sower. And God honored that request. Watch this. So it says, you think about what you think about. You think about, listen, self-control means I'm thinking before I act. Self-control means, listen, I am controlled. Listen to this. I am controlled by the passions and the desires that are in accordance with God's will. I want what he wants. I want what he wants. So my prayer is, God, let my will get lost in yours. Woo, God, download your will into my mind so that I start wanting what you want. I start wanting what you want. Watch this. It says, listen to this. Being self-controlled means saying no to my flesh. Ooh. I tell my flesh, no, we can't have that. Now, you know you can't wear it. Pictures, come on now. Where you going with it? Now, you know them pants too tight. You know that dress too tight. You know that's... Ooh. Listen. No to my fleshly desires. There's a whole lot of stuff this flesh want to do. Do you know your flesh is at war with your spirit 24 hours, 7 days a week? Do you know, watch this, that God will be saying, I need you to fast and pray. Soon as he said, I need you to fast and pray, here come the phone ring. Girl, you want to go to Steak 48? Y'all know I probably will fall in the floor and just pass all the way out because that's y'all know I loves me. So Steak 48. But when I want what God wants, no, I don't want to go. Jesus, I don't want. Now I'm going to have to go into fasting and praying after I done told you no, because that's right there. Listen, and so can I tell my flesh no? That's self-control. Hey, Connie, my sister, listen, self-control means I tell my flesh no. My flesh want to do a whole lot of stuff. My flesh want to go a whole lot of places. My flesh want to tell you off. My flesh want to tell you what God revealed to me. But the Spirit is saying, no. You can't do that. Remember who you are. Remember whose you are. Remember who you represent. Remember what you're walking with. Remember what I called you to do. You can't do it. So when I am allowing self-control to do it, when I have self-control, I'm not doing everything this flesh telling me to do. This is why we fast. Ooh, y'all know that's like, you call a fast right now, people just be like, how many days? And you know, the thing that's about a fast, because I live a life of fasting and consecration. Everybody that know me know this. Watch this. My daughters be like, can you even eat this week? Well, we done went and listen, Rebecca, cherry Pepsi, listen. I tell people, I say, if you ain't had cherry Pepsi, you ain't had a good drink. And see, the thing about me is I can't drink soda, but sometimes I just need just a sip. But watch this. When you fasting and praying, that's what causes your flesh. I got 5 whole minutes. When you fast, it tells your flesh that my spirit is stronger than you. When I fast, I am afflicting the flesh. So when I fast, people, okay, so I'm gonna give y'all insight on how Dr. 3 fasts. When I am in fasting and consecration, I am also taking communion every day. Okay, watch this. So when I fast and when I'm in fasting and consecration, I'm not looking at TV. When I'm fasting and I'm praying and I get on Facebook, it's because I'm posting something that's specifically about the ministry. I'm posting something on my page. I ain't scrolling, looking at everybody else stuff, telling me happy birthday and God bless you. And listen to this. When I'm fasting, my mind, my spirit is in tune with what everything God is saying. When I'm fasting and I'm praying, I'm not eating anything that's going to satisfy this flesh. I am letting my flesh know that my spirit is stronger than you. And when I fast, watch this. And when I fast, guess what it does? It strengthens my spirit, man. So people that fast all the time don't have a problem when you say we about to fast. Jackie and Deacon Talbot and all of them tell you that we went to one church and they said, if anybody here want to fast, we know it's about to be Dr. 3. Oh yeah, baby, because fasting break chains. Fasting open up doors that no man can shut. Fasting downloads revelation. Listen, when I fast, that's self-control because I'm letting my flesh know, oh, you ain't gonna win here. Every time, and listen, this is what I love. Well, when you fasting and all of a sudden you get hungry, I say, yep, there it is. I say, right there, I'm about to kill it. That's my signal that I'm on the right track. We think when we fast and we get hungry, oh Lord, let me go eat something. That ain't what fasting will kill the flesh. Because guess what? Your flesh ain't going nowhere until you die. It's always going to be there. And it's always going to be at war with what God said. This is why we fast. This is why fasting is important. Because you letting the flesh know, oh, you don't rule here. You don't have control over me. I'm led by the Spirit. Watch this. So it says, and I got to get out of here. Oh, Lord, 3 minutes. Okay. As obedient children, let yourselves be pulled into a way of life shaped by God's life. He said, be holy because I'm holy. The main idea behind holiness, watch this, is to be separate. Be holy. It says, God said, be holy because I am holy. That deals with you being set apart. That deals with you being separated. That deals with you not being part of the clique, not wanting to fit in. That means, that's why he says, you are a peculiar people. You're not like everybody else. You would never fit in. Could you please stop trying to fit in? You would never fit in. You would never be like the crowd. You would never be able to go with the flow. It's going to be like a war. He said, my people, my chosen are peculiar. They are royal priesthood. They set aside. He said, they just like me. I'm in the class. This is why it says he is King of Kings and he is Lord of Lords. There is nobody else in a category with him. He said, but I want y'all, my chosen, to be in this category with me. We're not like everybody else. We're peculiar. But we get mad with that. Everybody keeps saying I'm different. Good. Everybody keeps saying there's something about her. Good. If I'm just fitting in with everybody else and everybody, my grandmother told me this. She said, but you know what? If everybody love you, you ain't doing nothing. Ooh, if ain't nobody coming up against you, you ain't doing nothing. If Satan ain't hot on your trail, you ain't doing nothing. And when we started out this live this morning, what did God say? Satan, a thief never break into an empty house, baby. Satan ain't coming after you if you don't have nothing he won't. Who is this for? You so busy trying to fit in. And God said, but if everybody else already doing it, why I need you to do it? If everybody else already doing ministry that way, they having it like that, they having that same service you having, then why do I need you to do it? I called you to be different. I could sit on here for like the next hour and tell y'all about how many people, well, I ain't never heard of no worship and warfare. Well, why you got to have a dancer? Why you got to have a chauffeur player? Why you got to have a violin? Why you got to have it? Because that's what God told me. He didn't tell me to do it like you do it. He didn't tell me to have it on Sunday. He told me to have it on Friday. He didn't tell me to try to fit in with you. He didn't tell me to try to do it the way you doing it. He said, be different. He said, be peculiar. He said, you ain't like everybody else. You're not going to preach it like them. You ain't going to say it like them. You ain't going to prophesy like them. You ain't going to do it in the same style. You ain't going to dress the same way. You ain't going to look the same. But we want to be like, well, you know what? This is what all the preachers doing right now, so I'm going to do this too. But that ain't what he told you. Do you know you would draw a different crowd because you are you would draw a different crowd because you are different. It's some people out there that's called to your ministry that ain't called to Dr. Three's ministry. Watch this. But if you're trying to be like Dr. Three, then Dr. Three already got them people doing that. Dr. Three already have a remnant of people that likes what she doing. So why do he need you to do it? He needs you to do something different. So guess what? The people that can't, they just not my people. Right. They can't, because everybody don't like, believe it or not, y'all. Everybody don't love Dr. Three. Some people mad because I exposed the devil. Some people mad, because she always hollering. Some people mad, why she got to dress like that? Some people don't even like that. Why she don't wear a robe? Some people, well, why she a woman? Well, how can she preach? Well, how can she do it? People are called to certain ministries because that is where God wants them, that because they are like them. Watch this. So why she okay, well, I ain't gonna stay there. But you got to understand that whatever God called you to do, can you please do it? Cherry, dare to be different. Dare to be different. Dare to be different. I got to get over because I am way over my time. I got to get to the school. Listen, but what God said today, he wants you to practice self-control. Quit trying to be like everybody else. We have mentors, we have leaders, but they are to guide and to mentor you. They are not for you to go be a duplication of them. Yes, you may have some of my spirit because I lead you. Yes, you may have some of my characteristics because I lead you. But at the end of the day, you are not Dr. Three. Why do he need you to be Dr. Three when we already got a Dr. Three? Why do he need you to be John? We already got a John. Why do he need you to be Rebecca? We already got a Rebecca. Think about it. So today I want y'all to focus on all day. What am I thinking about? Am I representing holiness? Am I being holy because he holy? Listen, you got to think about those things. You got to think about those things. Listen, Jose, me too. I'm so tired of them talking about a woman can't preach. And this is the crazy thing. Y'all, okay. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off here because Jose's starting something. Listen, a woman can't preach, but a woman can carry the word in her belly, which was Jesus. Can we make that make sense? A woman can birth Jesus the Christ. I can carry in my belly Jesus the Christ, but I can't preach about him. Huh? Okay, but I'm going to get off here with that. So today, if you want to sow, we talked about sowing and giving in the beginning because Tamika started something, and we talked about the Amos era. If you go back and listen to the live, I talked about that, how God was opening up a door for you supernaturally, financially this morning. If you want to sow, the information is on the bottom of the screen. Listen, you are sowing into absolute fertile soil. You are sowing into good ground. Listen, I want you today to think about what you're thinking about. I want you to think about self-control. I want you, if you're not a faster, I want you to start thinking about fasting. Think about it. You may have to start out small. One day I'm going to do a teaching on fasting, but you may have to start out small. You may have to give up just one thing a day that me and Rebecca was talking about the cherry Pepsi, because that's our thing. Listen. You may have to just give up cherry Pepsi. That may be how you have to start. But we got to mature from that. We can't just say, I'm fasting, I ain't drinking no Pepsi. What about TV? What about Facebook? What about what you're doing? What about the music you listen to? What about are you reading? So I want you to start thinking about fasting more, especially before this year end. Come on, y'all. Fast to prepare for 2025. Can we do that? Listen, I love y'all. I got to get off here. I'll be back here in the morning, 5:30 a.m. And listen, tomorrow night, it's all going down. Tomorrow night, it is all going down. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., 604 Doug Mays Place, our last encounter of the year. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Listen, I love you. God bless you. Please have a good day on purpose.